Now that we got the rear end out, have a look at this shit. It's pointless even having the plates in there. Birds snot run everywhere, chicken shit, miss weld, big gaps, what the
Welcome back to another episode, everyone. I am bust on this thing. So we're going to see what Shay's up to. What are you doing here, Shay? What's going on? What's the 411? What's the hap? What's all this messy stuff down here?
Just trying to jimmy the window out.
Jimmy? Who's Jimmy?
Oh.
What are you pulling the window out for?
Because I don't need this list anymore. I've finished it.
It's completed.
As you can see, everything's ticked off.
So now you need a new window because you've drawn all over that one.
That's right. So I can just put this one over here. Somewhere. Oh! While we're over here. Big news. Big, what do you call it? Big update. Me and little NDR Nathan Fabrication have been working on this little project together to try to make big, stupid HARROPs and 325mm rotors work on an E36.
And how have you gone about that?
That's a secret. I'm a gatekeeper. No, all we had to do was machine about 3mm off the rotor and take the metal spacer off the actual caliper itself. So that's all we had to machine off. There was a little metal spacer that sat on top as well, but there's enough meat in the actual ears themselves to warrant us machining into the caliper. So.
And then you have to shave some off the top because it's hitting on the rims you want to run too.
Correct.
Or are you just going to rebarrel them?
I'm going to grind, I don't know. I'm probably going to rebarrel them.
Because you don't want to take some off the caliper.
I don't mind taking this fin off, but I don't want to take heaps off. So my theory behind it is, if I take that lip off, I'm only gaining 2mm, but then if I take a big enough hit and it buckles a barrel, it's going to smash into the caliper and probably explode it.
Yeah, fair.
But huge brakes, FDF kit, HARROP calipers. I welded in a thing. Oh yeah, I welded in all these little tabs as well.
Oh yeah, you started running your loom?
Yeah, started running my loom, got all these little tabs I've spot welded on all the way to the ECU. Yeah, there they are.
There's the ECU.
Made a little box, cut out the ugly plate that was under here. It was all rusty and I absolutely made a meal of it trying to take the bracket off that runs over the top. I got rid of that, made a plate, bent up a new thing, welded in some caps so smoke doesn't get in the cabin. Put some nutserts in there to hold my Hoover Doover handbrake linguini.
That looks like you might need to reinforce it from the bottom or something. Stiffen it up.
Yeah, underneath, put a 10-inch.
10-inch? What are you talking about?
10-inch round stock under there.
Something, yeah. It looks like that might. I mean, it'll probably be fine, but over the years you might, I don't know.
Pull the whole thing off.
Yeah, sometimes we don't like when we get pulled off.
Especially if it's a 10-inch.
Yeah.
Round stock
to
reinforce it.
Yeah.
And then I got busy on the firewall, so started making bits and pieces for that. Made another tunnel for the exhaust to run under. I've actually made the exhaust as well. You can see it through that little hole there.
Oh yeah. Oh. I like that.
I made a gate. Not a gate. I made a screamer. I put a screamer somewhere as well. Under all this junk. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
It's
gone.
Disappeared.
And it's gone.
That's obviously not tight on the V-band. That's why it's floppy jalopy.
What's going on here? Because I don't think we've even mentioned that yet.
Alright, so giving up on the firewall for the time being because I need more time to do that. So I'm going to make a start on the battery box in the car. So I'm mounting it behind the passenger seat and then I'm going to be making up a jump start receptacle that will be mounted here somewhere. So then if the battery ever dies, I can just plug into it, jump start the car, off I go. But I've also got a smart battery isolator, so every time I hit my secret switch, the car isolates. I'm not telling anyone where that is. I can have anywhere up to 300mm. 305mm. I'll make an exception. 180. 205 by 180. That's 240 plus the 15. When you're doing a bend, if you're going this way and this way, because they need a meet underneath, you need to cut a 90-degree section out of each, so when you fold, both corners butt up. I think that's how I remember doing it. Little box! But yeah, that's about as far as the pan brake hoover goes. Now it makes sense why you cut out your 90-degree end corner, because when you fold them in, they have somewhere to meet up, and then you can run a bead down there and make it look like nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? Where's me f***ing... Oh, yeah. Because I'm just welding in your little f***ing hoover. Oh my lord. And I can't see shit. There you go. YouTube magic, it's up in the air. Welcome to day 2 of RB20 E36. Lachlan's an unhappy camper.
I'm very unhappy.
In the middle of changing out the lock kit, package rocked up. So we've got over here, we've got a PPG dog set and billet sandwich plate that's going to go on the beamer. Lachlan's against this idea, but
No, I'm not against the idea.
box in it at the moment is a brand new one, and apparently they're known for failing. So now that I've got the dog set just sitting there waiting to be used, I'm going to give it a rough time to see how strong they actually are and put them to the test. But because I have them, probably won't ever blow this gearbox up now. That's just how it works. But yesterday we got the hydro handbrake tunnel made, cut out the old rusty snot, come around to the other side. We've got the battery box bent up and tack welded in, batteries mounted, which is another ticked off item. I started making up a rear firewall out of core flute. While it's up in the air, I was borrowing some wheels, so I'm changing over the lock kit, the coilovers, putting the big dogs, the big brake, the Sauruses on, and yeah, PPG.
I should probably explain I'm not happy because I ordered something 2 weeks ago and you keep getting parcels when I think it's my stuff.
Yeah, and I forget that I've ordered this stuff, so Lachlan's like, yeah, my here, and then he carries out this. It's like, what is this crap?
And then I'm also against the idea of you just running that box until it explodes because it's a waste, but you know, each to their own. Whew,
I'm hoping it doesn't blow, but if it does blow, then I'll put this ski set in.
Yeah, but you're saying you're only going to replace it if it does blow.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Simple science.
Is it though? Yeah, okay.
It will blow up. It's a 25. was thinking, why are you taking that perfectly good BC coilovers and an SLR lock kit? It's because I like fucking trying different shit. Now one thing that sold me on the FDF kit, for people that are wondering why the SLR kit's coming out, not very often you do it, but if you need to, the caster adjustment on the FDF kit, you just crack off your lock nuts and then that whole assembly slides and then you just lock it back on. SLR, you have to undo the lock nut, take out those two bolts, spin the lollipop out, put it back on and then lock it back on. But again, you're not adjusting caster that often, but you never know, you might need to one day. When you take a bend a tie rod and you need to add something into it, I don't know how it works. Yeah, everything's on like a Heim joint on this kit. So this end's like a Heim joint, those ends are Heim joints where the outer on SLR is, but the inner you just use stock. Fucking huge! Look at the size of that dog! And alloy. See what's happened here. Alright, we've got the FDF lock kit in, rough alignment, SHOCKWORKS coilovers, HARROP brakes, DBA rotors, whole front end's assembled. Looks good, apart from the wheel hanging out the guard half a metre. So Lachlan's going to have to make some custom
What?
fender fend. I don't think the camera's going to actually show you how far out the guard is. It'll be like a solid fist out the guard.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to sort something out there. Now that we're wrapped up on that, got the old rear end, or a spare rear end that I had laying around, stripping it apart, going to clean it up, paint it. I've got new bushers, new wheel bearings, 5-stud hubs, wheelwood calipers, dual caliper rear mounts. Yeah, so I'll press out all this, press in new bushers, press in new wheel bearings, get rid of all the ABS stuff, clean up all the grime off this, and then hopefully tomorrow drop the old rear end out, weld in new reinforcement plates, and then put this rear end in and then drop it on the ground on all the 5-stud 114 wheels. What's the other thing? Oh, the wheels on the front. They're just touching the rotor, so I'm gonna have to do some machining with a flapper disc. And I want to get bigger barrels, so it doesn't have this step lip in it. So I want to see if GT wheels do a lip, a barrel that's just flat from here without this additional lip. It's too hard to use the press. Why? Because you don't have anywhere to support underneath. This is underneath. You've got to support this section, but you can't because there's nothing out here for you to be able to put, let's say, a huge socket. You need this bit of it to sit like over here so then these guts can fall through. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing out here for me to be able to hold on to. So, it's just you mash the guts out of them and then cut them with a jackhammer. So you keep going. Eat it. Oh! Welcome back to day 3, working on the RB20 E36 swap. Today we've got our strip rear subframe. We stripped it yesterday, pressed out all the old bushes and stuff. So today we're going to be hitting with some etch primer. My favourite colour, blue rear subframe. We're going to be ripping out the other subframe, putting in reinforcement plates, putting in the new fresh rear end. I've got FDF upper and lower adjustable arms for this thing, and also rear SHOCKWORKS as well. So we're going to stop talking about it and get into it. So at the moment I'm just getting all the moisture out of the steel. So if you come over here, I haven't got that bit section yet. So if you heat that up, you can see all the moisture coming out of it. Paint doesn't like cold. It doesn't like sticking when there's moisture or anything in the steel. Otherwise it will just take forever to dry, and we don't have forever for it to dry. We're on a strict time frame these days. December the 12th. I want to test on December the 12th.
I don't know about saying dates though, because we've said dates before and then it just spirals.
Yeah, well.
But that's the dream.
Quote me on this, December the 12th. It's not going to happen, but I've got something to work towards. Got the subframe all painted. Looks f***ing not bad. Just disassembling the old rear end. Got the exhaust tail shaft already out. Now it's just disconnect coilovers, the toe-on bolts, and the 4 mounting bolts. And then we'll drop her out. They're the quickest subframe removal ever. Reinforcement plate missing. Poorly welded reinforcement plate. Barely welded reinforcement plate. Massive gap reinforcement plate. These were done when I bought the car. I've just left it because why would I rip the subframe out and lose time driving when I could be putting different wheels on the car? So I'm gonna fix it. Now that we got the rear end out, have a look at this shit. It's pointless even having the plates in there. Bird snot run everywhere, chicken shit, misweld, big gaps, what the Oh. That is such a big gap. I can fit my fingers in there. Next step, this shit that I wasn't able to get before. Next step, cut out the old plates, put the new plates in, take out the coilover, put in the new SHOCKWORKS, redefining the coilover experience coilover.
Redefining.
And then the new rear end in. It's still going to do wheel bearings, hubs, those bushes. Everything's in the freezer though, so they should just fall in, hopefully. Probably jinx myself, they're not going to anymore, but good things. We didn't find good news under the snot. There's more snot. Probably weld the bolt to the reinforcement plate, sit the subframe in there, tack weld it in, remove the subframe, then reinforce plate it. It's probably the best way to go about it. That way it's welded to the actual body of the car rather than just like a little square section.
Yeah! Shay's favourite tool because he doesn't know how to put a bolt in properly.
Stop f***ing around.
Bolts in.
Support it with a hand.
Bolts in.
Support it with a f***ing hand.
I'll give you a hand. Yeah, that's in. For show, that's for show.
Oh my lord, what is going on? No, that's not the f***. Over there.
That's in. There you go, good work.
Yeah. Alright, we've just got the rear cradle back in. We've got the FDF upper and lower adjustable arms in. We've also got these fancy little billet dual caliper mounts, new wheel bearings, new 5x114 hubs from Gresham Performance. We've got these huge axles from Mike Lake at Two Step Garage. So there's a little bit of modifying to do before we get into it here, but here they are. $1,200 will get you the whole kit, or if you use a code word SLIM10, you'll get $100 off. So make sure you use a code word so he knows that we're sending people his way. They're a big kit. They're a big black kit. Uses VP axles, so you can get them from Repco as an exchange, but it changes the outer to a little stub, so then it's easy to remove your drive shaft. You know, just six bolts, drop the center out without effing around. Now if you come over here, I've done one side. A little bit of modifying is needed, so you need to grind this little nub and this section through here. It's not the cleanest, but you know, I definitely will clean it up.
It's here.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of meat you need to take off, but as you can see, they're big, like they're big in there, so you need that clearance. They're in. Oh, also the trailing arm. If you're running stock trailing arms, you will need to section the actual trailing arm itself because the axle CVs are so big, it hits. Or you can just buy FDF arms and then eliminate that whole issue altogether. I'm going to get back into it because it's 9:30 and I'm tired. After a big haul, the car is on the ground again. Looks sick. Like, comment, subscribe.
You're defeated, dude.
I'm defeated.
You cannot do your outro. You're so defeated. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Big haul. Did the battery tray, the front end, the rear end, the brakes. You think you might have to run bigger fronts, barrels, rears slammed. I don't know.
Hit on the brakes.
Yeah, everything's crazy, but we got there. It was a big haul. Like, comment, subscribe, get defeated.